brothers and sisters. This is Tangi Cox, the Black Sheep, and I am propositioning you to entertain just a little while of being in reality. And this is gonna hurt soul sisters and brothers because a lot of us cannot accept reality. I empower you to, for 1 year, to subscribe to the Reality Temple on Earth. And at the end of 12 months, draw your conclusion of what have you learned in that amount of time. I empower you. You will never, ever, ever think, feel, or entertain nonsense ever again, period. I would like to see my soul sisters and brothers awaken. This requires time. You need to spend about a year watching, researching, and looking. Reality Temple on Earth is life-changing, and I stand on that.
Ride, let's get this party started. Ride, let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started. Ride, let's get this party started. Ride, let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started. Ride, let's get this party started. Ride, let's get this party started quickly. Let's get this party started. Ride, let's get this party started. Ride, let's get this party started quickly.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1. Only 5 years old when her father was assassinated.
Dr. Martin Luther King, the apostle of nonviolence in the civil rights movement, has been shot to death in Memphis, Tennessee.
Dr. Bernice King has dedicated her life to his legacy.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
A legacy that weighs heavier now than ever before, as a symbol of division and a symbol of unity collide.
Dr. Bernice King, as history would have it, Trump's inauguration is actually falling on the national holiday that honours your father. How does that make you feel?
I'm glad that it occurred on the national holiday. Otherwise, it would have been a day full of the inauguration and full of, Donald Trump, whose first 4 years was tumultuous and really frightening for a lot of people. This gives us an opportunity to see the contrast, to experience the contrast, and to really look at who we ought to be as a nation.
Well, who ought we be?
Well, I think we should be a little bit more compassionate and thoughtful about who we are, and we should work together collectively to create a world where everyone can share in the wealth of the world, where people's dignity and worth is respected, and where justice is a reality for all.
I believe that what self-centered men have torn down, men other-centered can build up.
You were just 5 years old when your father died, and I know they've heard you say it before, the world lost a prophet. Others have called him that as well. But at the heart of it, Martin Luther King was your dad. What was he like as a father?
So he would come in from traveling, and I would run up into his arms, and he said, okay, we're going to play the kissing game today. And then each one of us had a spot on his face. My 2 brothers were on either cheek. I was on the forehead. My sister was off to the side of the mouth, and my mother was smack dead in the middle of the mouth. He called it sugar spots, and I would smack him right in that spot. I just remember him being fun-loving and just a very gentle man. Sometimes he would want to dribble the basketball in the house just to play, and it was as if he was not carrying the cares of the world. When he got with us, it was like his refuge.
Refuge, that's the word, because I feel like from an outsider looking in, there's a lot of Americans who could use their own kind of refuge right now. We always hear about the United States, but it seems more divided than ever. What do you think your father's message would be for your country right now?
I don't always like answering those kind of questions just because he's not here. I always like to just refer people back to his messages because, my father gave us this kind of perspective and view that we live in this large world house in different rooms of the world house with all of our diversity. And we have to find a way to live together.
We must learn to live together as brothers, or we will all perish together as fools.
That's the lesson today. Every day we wake up, we should think about, is what I'm doing helping us to learn how to live together, or is it pulling us further apart? That's the biggest message for me from him.
You talk about Donald Trump's first presidency as being tumultuous. That was the word you used to describe it. What do you think his next presidency will be like?
Who knows? He could surprise us. He could do some things that will be beneficial to the nation. But I like to say, let's not give him too much airtime. Let's realize that the responsibility for moving our nation forward and moving any nation forward is the responsibility of the people to make sure that we are constantly cultivating and protecting our freedom, justice, and democracy, and doing it in the spirit of nonviolence.
It's about relationships, right? And that relationship between Australia and America has always been there. It's always been strong. But what is this that I hear about your relationship to Australia maybe being even deeper on a personal level?
I visited Australia, Sydney to be exact, and something started stinging me, and I got bit by a blue bottle. and I was hitting it and trying to get it. It was wrapped around my ankle, and I was trying to get it off. And when I finally got disconnected from it, a gentleman, an Australian, came over and said, hey, you need to go get in the cold shower quickly because it could be very dangerous. So I was like, oh my God, he saved my life. So an Australian saved my life, and that's why I'm sitting in this chair today doing this interview.
Oh, see, we are always happy to be a little part of your story. Dr. Bernice King, it was really wonderful to chat.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So interesting, the contrast that the colliding of these two dates provides, and that idea.
In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another spontaneous edition of what we call the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper, the host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty Angel Snub Nub 7. I am your soul brother, number one. Again, welcome to this spontaneous broadcast. I'm very sure many are involved in the discussion and the watching of the commentary of or from the inaugural speech, the inaugural presentation from the President Donald Trump. Also at the same time, today, January the 20th, 2025, this is also the day that the nation remembers and celebrates the memory of a civil rights icon. We know him as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I don't consider myself a very emotional person. But when it comes to Dr. King, when it comes to Malcolm X, when it comes to the hardships of myself that I suffered under oppression and injustice, on days like this, I shed a tear for soul brothers and sisters. I shed a tear for us, the Black American, the foundational Black American, the African American, the once called Negro, the colored, however these names, the copper colored people, or however you, the Israelites, the Moors, however you want to identify yourself, members of the tribe of Shabazz, however you want to remember yourself, however you want to identify, it's all right with me. But I shed a tear for us because of the horror, because of these generations of evil that we have to endure, struggling, trying to find our way in this world. And we have yet to find our way. We cannot even come together and say, this is our identity. we're identity confused. We can't come together for that which is beneficial for our rise as a people. So many selfish folks only looking out for what they want, not what is in the best interest of us as a people. First of all, we must become a people. We will never become a people when those in the East doing one thing, those in the West doing something different, those in the South doing something different. You'll never be able to accomplish nothing until you become a people. So we're nothing but feral slaves running around the nation, running around in this atmosphere with no place to go, except, as usual, where our massa wants us to go. Somebody else control our destiny. Somebody else tell us who and what we are. Somebody else tell us. So many black men decided to vote for President Donald Trump for whatever reason. And we're going to see what Donald Trump, because Donald Trump knows that this group of black men supported him and they voted for him. What is it that they always say? One hand washes another. We're going to see how much hand washing that Donald Trump is going to give to these black men. What benefit? Except what is beneficial to the whole nation as a whole anyway. Is he going to do something special for the black man, the brother that voted for him? I mean, some of these brothers went all out for Donald Trump. They act like a little girl when it came to Donald Trump. When Donald Trump won, they jumping for joy and skipping around like a little child. What the hell? I'm like, what the hell is wrong with these people? Giggling and sniggling. You're a grown man and you claim to be free, but you're still in the same position as your ancestors, always looking for a massa to follow, always looking for a savior to follow, somebody to be a servant to, somebody to depend on. A man who is free governs his destiny. He does not wait for Donald Trump. He does not wait for Barack Obama. He does not wait for nobody. He takes charge of his family. He takes charge of his community, and he will take charge of my nation. But these men are content with following somebody. That's what you will hear them say. They might not follow Donald Trump, but they will say, I follow the Honorable Marcus Garvey, of whom President Biden gave a honorary pardon. I follow Noah Drew Ali. I follow Jesus. I follow. I'm going down the yellow brick road, going to the Wizard of Oz. I'm going to see the Oz. Always putting your destiny in somebody else's hand. But at the same time, they want to be treated, called a man, and respected as a man. You're not going to be treated and respected as no man when you are a follower, when you are a servant, aka slave. And then these men get very angry at the sisters because the woman supposed to follow you, follow your lead, follow your example. You're the leader. But she sees somebody that's not worth following. And then they get angry. Because these women don't see a man. They see a slave. They see somebody that need another man for guidance. If you leader, you're supposed to have creativity. If you're a leader, you're supposed to have wisdom. You're supposed to have the ability to lead. And you waiting for Jesus. You waiting for Muhammad. You waiting for Donald Trump. You waiting for aliens to come out the sky. Whatever you waiting on, Mr. Man. And that is why men don't like my channel. Because I put the burden on us because we say, I'm the leader. You say that you follow God and the woman's supposed to follow you and the children are supposed to follow the parents or mother, while you follow the white man or some fictional person in the Bible that you got from some foreigners riding camels in the desert. You can't even read their language. You need a translation because the message was not for you. But the Massa translated so his slaves can understand. You a slave. No, brother, the Bible comes from Africa. You ain't never lived in no Africa. Have nothing to do with you. You weren't even in existence. Those books was meant for somebody else. And they rebelled. Woo! They rebelled against it. And they continue to rebel against it. These books you follow has caused more harm to humanity than good. Endless wars. Support racism. Support sexism. These so-called holy books from God. They talk about love, but produce hate. These holy scriptures, these books have done nothing to uplift humanity. If it did, we would be in a better position, a better condition in life. That's not my fault, that's the reality. You can argue and be upset all you want to. That's a losing debate. It's quite obvious. We see it every day. There's a church, there's a mosque, there's a synagogue, there's a temple on every corner all over America, around the world, and look at the condition of humanity. You have people in Africa, in the Sudan, still starving, still in civil war for decades. How many just died in Gaza? How many have died in Ukraine? But you have all these peace-loving people who believe. And one of the first commandments is, thou shalt not kill. And the only thing they have done, these so-called believers, is kill. And those who claim they believe, when they are given the order to kill, you go out and kill. When you should say, no, my God teaches me thou shalt not kill. Most of these soldiers that go on the battlefield, they Christians and they Muslims, and they are taught thou shalt not kill, but they go out and they don't kill in the name of Allah. They kill in the name of the governments, the nations, these corrupt leaders who are men for the purposes of unknown origin. You more scared of them than you are of your God. That's reality. So somebody needs to hold black men accountable. And you ain't gonna listen to no women. You're not gonna listen to a man, but your argument grows weaker when a man speak. You happy to call a woman out of her name and attack a woman, but then a man come and tell you that you gotta straighten up. It's a different ball game. Then you run like the sissy that you are. You want the praise. You want the credit and the benefits of being Mr. Leader. But you don't want to earn it. You just want somebody to give you those praises because I got a penis. A dog has a penis. A goat has a cow has a penis. A wolf has a penis. And even they, in their group, you have to earn to be top dog. But you want somebody, here you are with your nose all up in Donald Trump's backside. And you want somebody to respect you. And you're a booty sniffer. You're a booty sniffer, not of another male in your own circle. You a booty sniffer of a male outside of yourself, who come from a people that made our ancestors slaves for over 300 years, who oppressed us for over 100 years, Jim Crow and the Black Codes. And that produced a Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Let's talk about this and get out of here. Bear with me. I get upset on days like this. It's a hurting thing. I can feel the bullet hit my neck. I can feel those shotgun shells hit my chest when it comes to Malcolm X. I can feel those bullets when Fred Hampton was laying in that apartment in Chicago and those racist Chicago police shot him to pieces. I feel those things. But I can't fight by myself. If it was up to me, we would be in a better place because I'm not taking it no more. I don't care about your money. You don't treat me like a man, we're both not going to have happy times. Because you die, you bleed just like I do. But the gender that I come from don't have that kind of strength. They're docile when it comes to the enemy. Some of them talk like they're going to do something. They're not going to do anything. Haven't done nothing since the death of Dr. King, over 50 years. You comfortable in this cesspool because my gender is docile, waiting on a savior, trying to follow dead people. You can't follow Malcolm X. He's gone. You can't follow Dr. King. You can't follow Noble Drew Ali. And the ones that's alive you're trying to follow are incompetent. They have no idea what they're doing, just talking some trash. I can say that because time supports what I'm talking about. They have produced nothing except send me a cash out. A bunch of pro-black conscious beggars. And you happy with that because they're like you. Because that's what you are. A comfortable pharaoh slave. A beggar. Waiting on massa. Waiting for somebody to come and do something for you. But I understand because it's difficult. It's difficult. It's hard being a man in this racist society. But no more excuses. Because Dr. King and Malcolm and all our people before us have put us in one of the best positions ever. You want to pretend you're a freedom fighter. You want to put on this illusion. I'm sick of it. You're not real. And a lot of the sisters, they know that you're not a full functioning man. And unfortunately, the women, they're trying to be good to you. They're trying to comfort you with your little accomplishments, your little tiddlywink stuff. And when you cry, oh, it's so much against the black man. Yeah, baby, I know. The black woman, here go mama, let me put you on my breast. You fall down, you're a grown-ass man, and you want the black woman to kiss your little knee. Life is so hard for the black man. It's always going to be hard. That's why you got to get tough. What is it, that old saying? When times get tough, the tough gets going. You can't get going being weak. When the challenge comes, you got to stand up and be tough. These folks, they want somebody to baby them and cuddle them. I don't do that. That's why they don't like me. These men get away from me real quick. Because I hold us accountable. I have to hold us accountable because you call yourself the leader. The head of the household. The head Negro in charge. Mr. Protector, Mr. Provider. You don't provide a damn thing. You don't protect a damn thing. But you want the benefits. I don't do that. Not to make mockery. But you have somebody like Dr. Umar Johnson building a school for the last, 12 years or so? Like, damn, are you serious? And you accept that. They accept that. There's only 12. It might take 20, it might take 100 years. You gave this man thousands, millions of dollars. If he died today, that's the end. Who's going to build the school? He don't even have a backup plan because he's not going to build nothing anyway. It don't take no 12 years to build a school. If you can't get what you want, then you have to go smaller. But you're not going to do that. Your intention is not to build anything. The only reason why Dr. Umar Johnson got that garbage dump that he called a school, because of the pressure. I got to do something. That's the only reason why. But we like hanging on to false hopes and dreams. The children that's supposed to go to the school are adults with children of their own. We accept this. That's unacceptable. The Nation of Islam make all these promises. 40 years, they have nothing, little or nothing. After getting millions of dollars. And that's acceptable. But if the President of the United States was doing the same thing, the American people have all kinds of videos. And you won't be president long. That's what happened to Joe Biden. because Joe Biden was not producing. If Joe Biden was really producing something, he would have easily won. There would be no need for Kamala Harris and all that other stuff. But Biden was not producing anything. It's like what you was choosing, the best of two evils. Oh, well, I'd rather take another chance with Trump again. Because Joe Biden was he was terrible. And a lot of these leaders, so-called leaders, black leaders, it would happen to them. This has nothing to do with like. This is about producing. I like you, Umar, but you're not producing. I like you, Minister Farrakhan, but you're not producing. I like you, Sonetta TV, or whoever these people that y'all give your money to, they're not producing nothing for you. You happy with the fairy tale story. Then you have the nerve to make mockery of Dr. King and his I have a dream speech when you do the same damn thing. I have a dream. We're going to have a school, an African school, and little black boys and big black boys will come together and learn African spirituality and African science. I have a dream. You do the same thing. It's hard and difficult being a man. I understand. In nature, among mammals, and the human being is a mammal. A mammal is any life form where the babies are given milk to drink. We are mammals. Human beings are mammals. And in the natural world, among mammals, most of the time, there's always exceptions to the rule, but among mammals, most of the time, the male, he rolls solo. The only thing he does, he get with the female during breeding season, she go her way, and he go his way. They just get together for sex, just like we do. That's the way y'all do. We don't have any families no more. We just breeders. You go get with a woman, get her pregnant, you go your way, she go her way. There is no family. So the male either rolls solo or he stays among the females, which create a family. His job is to provide and protect. He does not lead the family. The females lead the family unit, not the male. His job is to protect and sometimes provide for the family. She's responsible for raising their offspring. Always exceptions to the rule. In gorilla life, the male is the leader, but he still don't raise the family. It's the females. In our patriarchal society, what has happened is the male wants all the glory. He wants to be the leader. He wants to be the provider, the leader, the protector. He want it all. And man has become so sick. They are in the biology room, these scientists, trying to find out how you can put a uterus in a man so men can have babies. This is how sick the men have become. You want it all. You don't want to give no credit to no woman. I want it all. Because you think that her role, she gets all the accolades. But she's the one that carried the baby for 9 months. She's the one in the natural world that feeds the baby. She has more of a connection to the child. And men are jealous of her connection with the baby. You want it all. That's sad. It's a sad thing. When you should be content with your role as a male. Protect and provide. And lead the family right if you're a leader. In our circumstance, in our situation, the man has failed. It's not your fault. We're going to talk about it. It's not really your fault. You're trying to copy white people. You're trying to copy some Arabs. You're trying to copy. You don't know what the hell you're doing. We live a confused life because these role models and these things did not come from us. We trying to copy Arabs. We trying to copy the Chinese or what they did in Native America. What you think the Hebrew Israelites done or what? We trying to copy somebody else's culture instead of have developed our own. So living under this culture is really difficult for us as men. So it's so difficult to be a man, a black man in this culture, to be a soul brother in this culture. It's so difficult. Many of us would rather be transgender. Because if I'm transgender, you don't have to live up to the expectations of being a man no more. Because I'm a woman now. I believe I'm a woman. So you don't have to worry about providing, protecting, and being a man. I'm a homosexual. So you don't have to be a man. You have to, when I'm a homosexual, when I'm transgender, when I'm all these things outside of what I was born, so now I'm exempt from being, so don't expect me to be like Dr. Martin Luther King. Expect me to be like Coretta. But even Coretta was strong. But it is the male, it's the man that's supposed to be the provider and the protector. He's the one that's supposed to be the leader. Coretta Scott King walked with her husband, but she stepped back because he's the leader. And he was a competent leader. He led to the best of his ability. He was only 39 years old. Malcolm was a young man. Huey P. Newton was a young man. Fred Hampton was in his 20s. They was babies. But the circumstance, I got to grow up fast now because of the circumstance. Like some of you was born in families and you couldn't be a child. You had to learn how to be an adult real quick because it was about survival. So we had these young men. They never fought a government. They don't understand. All thing they knew is we are being oppressed. I got to get this sucker off my back. They didn't know. Have no idea what they was dealing with. So if I'm transgender, if I'm homosexual as a man, or bisexual, or trisexual, or some of these other new stuff that they got coming out, I no longer have the responsibility of being a leader of nothing. I no longer have the responsibility of being a provider and to protect anybody. But it's not our fault. I'm not saying it's all our fault. Here we are, our ancestors was 300 years or more on a slave plantation. You was denied and have no idea of what a full functioning man is supposed to do. 300 years. You can't become a man simply because somebody set you loose. You've been under the rule of another man for 300 years. You never had to function like a man. You don't even understand. Everything that was done for you came from your massa. And that's the same mindset that you have right now. You need a massa, somebody to follow, somebody to serve. You still have the same mindset. You have no idea of what the concept of freedom is. You have no idea what the concept of being a man is except talk. And before you could grow to begin to understand what manhood was or should be, they murdered our leaders who was growing every day. We're going to put an end to this. So it's lots of pressure on black men. And we must be held accountable. When we go to McDonald's and something is wrong, you don't ask for the person on fries. You don't ask for the cashier. You ask for the person in charge. I want to see the manager. That's what you say. Because the manager is the one that's held accountable for the restaurant. If we are the heads of household, if we are the leaders, and things is going wrong, then who is supposed to be held accountable? It's not the black woman. It's the black man. Because you say, I'm the manager. Now, if McDonald's is turning a profit, you want all that praise. Look at my management skills. We only did $800 last night. We did $1,500 tonight, and we steady making money. You love those type of accolades. You don't like when things go wrong. Hey, we might have to shut this McDonald's down. Y'all not making no money. Well, sir, I was doing the best I can, sir. But you're the manager. Either we shut this McDonald's down or we fire you. That's how things go. But in the black community, because I love Minister Farrakhan, I just love Noble Drew Ali, which Noble Drew Ali is deceased. I love Malcolm X. I love it. I do. I sure do. I love it, Malcolm X. I love Huey P. Newton. All these people are gone. They cannot help you. I love it, Marcus Garvey. They're all gone. You can't follow them. And they were in a learning process. They were not full functioning men. They were in a learning process. You don't become a man after being on the slave plantation for 300 years. We've only been so-called free a little bit over 100 years, right? But our ancestors spent 300 years as a slave. You ain't nowhere close. We think freedom is playing on YouTube, playing on TikTok, getting a McDonald's hamburger, talking about I'm a vegan. And you can buy a car made by the white man because you like driving cars, but there's no car factories. You like to eat, but you don't want to get your hands dirty in the dirt. We have no farm. We don't have no farms. We need electricity. We don't have any power plants. We don't have any gas. We don't have any rubber for our car. We don't have nothing. Because we know massa. Daddy gonna take care of you. That's how children act. Children don't trip off the electricity they use. They don't trip off the paper, the toilet paper. They don't trip off the deodorant that you have to buy and the food in the fridge. They don't trip off it. Mommy and daddy got it. And that's how you act. Supposed to be a free man, free woman, but you depend on the white man got it. Donald Trump got it. Let's vote for Donald Trump. He'll Massa take care of us. That's your attitude. You don't think and you don't act like a full functioning man or woman. And you can't handle the pressure that comes with being a full functioning man. And the women that you like are the ones that don't hold you accountable. Make excuses for your failure. And she's suffering right now. She's suffering. So you can feel good. In a family, the money comes to the family. But brothers get all upset because his wife, his girlfriend, make more money than I don't feel like a man. You damn fool, the money coming to the family. Who gives a damn? They're your children. Feed your children. Change the diaper. I don't feel like a man. You ain't a damn man anyway. Who cares? And you still not no man because you jealous of your wife or your girlfriend because she make more money than you. Who gives a damn? They did that on purpose so I don't feel like a man. Who gives a damn? Who tripping off of that? Sometimes, the majority of the time, female lions go out and get the meal. But male lions, they can get down too. But the majority of the time they don't. Usually the females go out and get the meal. He's the big provider. He's, well, the big protector. Nobody cares as long as they get fed. Whether the male lion gets the food, whether the female gets, nobody cares. Your silly ass. Who gives a damn? It take a man to say, go ahead, honey, make our money. I got your back. I got the children. I got us. Who gives a damn? Your ego, because it's filled up with all this fanny and fiction. That's a leader. A leader can say, look, I'm not getting the job done. Brother, sister, could you step up? I know y'all like me and everything. I'm not getting the job done. That's leadership. If I can't drive the car, then let somebody else do it. That's a real man. That's leadership. But we're not like that. The sucker driving the car in the ditch. I like him. Y'all going in the damn ditch. But you don't mind going in the ditch because I like so-and-so. You like his personality. And both of y'all ask, everybody going in the damn ditch. What kind of leader are you? It's a lot of pressure being a man. But I cannot give us a free pass. You can't get a free pass because you'll never grow. When it gets tough, the tough gets going. That's why you're not tough. These people come on my program or I'm in the chat rooms. These men get to crying when I hold them accountable. The only thing on their mind is sticking their penis in somebody. I'm going to have a family. You don't have, how you having a family when the white man taking care of you and your children and your wife, and you know it. You don't produce nothing. I asked the brother on the platform, show us anything in your house you produce. You go out and make money, but the white man and the Chinese or somebody else is producing, you just a consumer. You buy, you ain't producing a damn thing. Your baby milk come from the white man. Your toilet paper come from the white man. Your electricity come from the white man. And your wife and your children, even your dog Scruffy, know where all these things coming from. You can't produce nothing. Mr. Man, Mr. Warrior, who the hell you protected? You can't even protect your damn self. Talk about, I protect my, you don't protect nobody. White man come to your door, put false charges on you. Only thing you're going to do is give up. Get me a lawyer, baby. That's the only thing you're going to do. I know I didn't do nothing. That's all you're going to do. He go up in your house, take your little guns away from you, and you go to jail. Mr. Man, Mr. Warrior. There, I've seen stories where Caucasian men, and I'm not saying some black men haven't done this. I've seen stories where some Caucasian men, you ain't coming up in my house. I don't care who you are. And there's a gun battle. You ain't coming in my house. We give up quick. When the white folks, the FBI, CIA, whoever they, when they come to our house, we talking all this stuff. I protect. You ain't gonna protect a damn thing. How many stories where the police roll up on these black conscious folks and they actually have guns and stuff? There's no gun battle. They just throw the guns down. What did I do? What did I? And they go to jail. They go to jail, end up paying these white folks a lot of money for lawyers and post bail or whatever. And a lot of them are on probation right now. Mr. Man, Mr. Warrior, Mr. Protect. That's why they don't like Angel Snub Nuts, because I got to call my gender out. You're not a man. You're a man because you have a penis. You're a man of low quality. I'm not going to say that you're not a man. You're not high quality. And if a woman want low quality, don't complain because you ain't getting nothing. Because you're supporting low quality men. And you don't want them to be high quality. You keep baby and cuddling them, kissing their little knee. They can't get strong. When you're a boxer, you got to take on the best so that you can get strong. What is it that they say? Steel sharpens steel. These guys don't have any steel. They're not steel. So how they going to sharpen against steel? Ain't nobody no damn steel. You're a slave on the plantation. Steel sharpens steel. You have not become steel. You don't even know how to make steel. Where your steel plants? You buy your steel from the white man. You buy your steel from the Chinese. That's why they don't like Angel Snub Number 7. You a man. We supposed to be men talking all this crap. Then earn it. No more free pass. That's a disservice to the women. It's a disservice to the children. It's a disservice to the boys. Because the boys looking at us as examples, and we pitiful. The only thing they're going to see as an example is be pitiful like us. And they believe doing little or nothing, but they get the benefits of being a man. No, no, no. No. That's why we don't have nothing. So 300 years, a slave on a plantation. Then over 100 years of Jim Crow and the Black Codes. You did nothing, really, in 100 years. Then in the 1960s, you begin to see the rise of people like Dr. King and Malcolm X and others. Because you prayed for them. You said that you prayed to God for Dr. King. You prayed to God for these leaders. And then when they show up, you don't support them. You hate them. You like them now because they dead. You like Elijah Muhammad because he's gone. You like Malcolm because he's gone. All this support, all this love, those people when they were alive, there was nobody loving them like that. Many black people did not like Dr. King. They did not like Malcolm. What was it? The preacher didn't even want Malcolm's funeral in the church. Here you are talking all that I love everybody stuff. We want to have Malcolm X funeral at you. Oh, no. Don't bring that. Oh, no. What about the love of Jesus? Oh, no. Don't even like them. So your rejection of me don't hurt me because I understand. I know why you don't like me. It's nothing personal. I'm asking you to do too much. You comfortable in the damn cesspool. So the white man, the racists, the enemies, they found a slick way and they crushed the rebellion, the civil rights movement, the so-called Black Revolution. Murder your leaders, kill the head and the body falls. Easy concept. Somebody should have been able to keep Malcolm X's organization going. Nope, when Malcolm died, that was the end. When Dr. King died, that was the end. When Elijah Muhammad died, that was the end. When Marcus Garvey got deported, that was the end. When the leadership of the Black Panthers went into confusion and they died off or whatever, that was the end. Kill the head, that's the end of it. Dr. Umar Johnson died, that's the end of the school. So either they kill us and there's nobody to take their place. Here we are acknowledging the 47th president of the United States. If something happened to Donald Trump, the beat goes on. In the history of this country, presidents have been assassinated. Some of them have died off of natural causes. The country keeps moving. But in our case, when our leadership die, when something goes wrong, that's the end. How old is Walmart? What was his name? Died a few years ago, the CEO of Apple. And he died. We still have Apple. Apple didn't miss a beat. They kept rolling. But when it comes to us, when the big kahuna dies, that's the end. But I thought black men was leaders. If you're a leader, then somebody should have easily took up the baton and kept leading. No, you fell apart. Because you're not leaders. The only thing you know how to do is follow. Only thing you know how to do is yes sir, no sir, yes sir, no sir. That's all you know how to do. A servant. And you willing to serve anybody. Even invisible stuff. Who you following? Right over there. I don't see nobody. Right over there. Where they at? You follow invisible people. You follow invisible folks. Trying to follow dead people. So they come together. And we come together January the 20th, 2025, the same day as the inauguration of Donald J. Trump for the second time. And we come together, they come together for the celebration of Dr. King's life. So usually, when you celebrate a birthday, people give gifts. I wish you a happy birthday. I'm going to give you a card. We go out and we buy a gift. Happy birthday to you. What is the gift that we give Dr. King? So far, the only thing I've ever seen, they built a statue. They put a rock in the state capitol. They molded a rock in his image. Have they done anything? Have they acted on the principles that the man lived? No. Have they accomplished anything? Have they made his teachings and what he stood for any progress? No. Because the leader is dead. And the only thing a slave know how to do is wait for another massa. That's the only thing a slave know how to do. Because you're not leaders. You don't provide. You don't protect. And this is acceptable. This is acceptable that we celebrate this man's birthday every year and give him nothing of substance. Nobody can stand up and say, Dr. King, thank you for what you've done. Look at our nuclear power plant. Look at our farm. Look at our state that we took control of. You have nothing to celebrate. You have nothing to celebrate. You ain't done a damn thing. But this is acceptable to slaves. See, my channel is not a slave channel. And when I talk, I include myself. But the difference between you and me is that I will acknowledge it. I confess it. I don't want unearned credit and praise. If I don't earn it, I don't want it. If I'm not producing something, I would tell you. I can't produce nothing. I don't sell false hopes and dreams. I don't care about feeling good. Because the reality is, you're living bad. This is not acceptable. This man sacrificed his life. He didn't have to do nothing. He could have just had his family and live his life the way y'all do. This man decided, and many of our other brothers and sisters decided to sacrifice their own personal wants for us. They're the real Jesus, not that sucker that y'all got on these church walls. Jesus is more than one person to me. Jesus is Dr. King. Jesus is Elijah Muhammad. Jesus is even Louis Farrakhan. Jesus is Jesse. Anybody that tried to do anything for us. I don't care what it was. They tried. And I stand on their shoulders. I would not be here if it wasn't for them. Whether it was a little or a lot. There's so many unknown people that we don't know. I acknowledge you. Because you helped Dr. King. You helped Elijah. You helped Noah Drew Ali. You helped Marcus Garvey. You helped. And they should be honored. That's why I say, with our vision of Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign, they will be remembered. We need a Vietnam memorial for all our freedom fighters. and put their names on the wall. We also need a wall of shame for all you suckers that tried to stop our progress in your ignorance. It makes no difference. There needs to be a wall of shame. Let your family know that you're a damn traitor. Let your family know what you really was. These things are not acceptable. And men, this would not, if you was full functioning men, these things are not acceptable. You have your women and our children watching us, and they see that you're not a full functioning man. You're not capable of producing nothing. You want these accolades. You want these benefits. I'm not going to give it to you. So you go somewhere else where they can tickle your ear, kiss your little knee. Go somewhere where women can put you on their breasts. And that's what's wrong with y'all. That's what's wrong with you. You're spoiled. We've done nothing since the death of Dr. King. We've added nothing. This generation has added nothing except talk to the work of Dr. King, to the works of our ancestors, what they tried to do. And these was young people. They did the best they could. But now, you know better. And we learn from their mistakes. So we should be able to go forward. But no, all you did was got stuck in the hole. And you're comfortable in the cesspool. And you want somebody to let you pretend. You know how you get behind the wheel of the car and the car is not even started. You pretending you driving. You just pretending you a freedom fighter. You pretending you a revolutionary. You behind the wheel, the car is not even on. You're not even, so you know you're not going nowhere. This is not acceptable. It's hard being a man. Easy to be a low functioning man. It's easy to be a man with a penis. A man can make changes. In the 1800s, we're going to wrap this up. Look. In the 1800s, a religious group called the Mormons. Y'all smart, Alex. Y'all historians. You know about the Mormons. You familiar with the Mormon church and all that kind of good stuff. The Mormons was highly crucified